Hello everyone and welcome to Bridge is for Everyone. My name is Jad. This is episode 4 of the Learn to Play series. In this episode, we'll take a look at the final bid. This time you'll be finishing bidding the hand you saw in episode 1. You are still sitting south. You dealt this hand and bid first. Here is the bidding so far. You opened the bidding with 1 heart. In episode 2, you learned why you did this. Following your bid, West passed. Your partner responded to your opening bid of 1 heart by bidding 3 hearts. In episode 3, the hands were reversed and you learned why partner made this bid. It's now your turn to bid, but as always, you must understand partner's bid before deciding on your bid. Here is the rule you saw in episode 3. Partner used this rule to make the 3 heart bid, so you know partner has 10 or 11 points. But you know that most bids give 2 pieces of information, one about strength and one about suit. This rule gives us partner's strength, but what about suit? You bid hearts first with a 1 heart bid. Partner also bid hearts and raised the bid to 3 hearts. In the previous episode, you saw that partner will only raise your suit if a fit is guaranteed. So partner is telling you that his hand includes 3 or more hearts. This rule also tells you to play in a heart contract. But which heart contract should you play? Partner has already bid 3 hearts, and you know you can't go lower than that bid. You look at your hand. Should you pass or bid 4 hearts, 5 hearts, or even more? In the previous episode, you learned that your partnership needs 25 or more points to bid 4 hearts. Partner has 10 or 11, so do you have enough for a 4 heart bid? Here is the point count you made in episode 2 when you opened the bidding. At that time, your hand was valued at 15 points. But as you saw with partner's hand in episode 3, the value of a hand can change as the bidding progresses. When partner found a fit in hearts, dummy points were calculated and replaced long points. Should you do that now? In episode 3, you learned one more rule. Points for short suits are called dummy points because they are only ever used if you will be dummy when the contract is played. Because you bid hearts before your partner, you will play the hand and partner will be dummy, so you should not include dummy points. Your hand value remains the same, 15 points. You know that partner has at least 10 points and add that to your own. With the partnership guaranteed to have at least 25 points, you are confident in your bid. You bid 4 hearts, knowing that you have followed the bidding system correctly. This seems the right bid because you could guarantee exactly 25 points. But what would you need for contracts of 5 hearts, 6 hearts, or even 7 hearts? 5 hearts is a bad contract. Here's why. You need to make an additional trick for a total of 11. But if you can make 11 tricks, here's what you will score. For 11 tricks, both the 4 heart and 5 heart contracts score the same. The same applies to the spade suit. So there is no benefit from bidding 5 of a major suit when you don't have to. And of course, you would need many more points to bid 5 of any suit. But what about bidding 6 hearts or 7 hearts? These do score extremely well, even much higher than 4 hearts, but they are much harder to make. Here are the points needed for bids of 4, 5, 6, and 7 of any suit. As you've already seen, the minimum points your partnership needs to bid 4 of a suit is 25. For each additional trick, you need an additional 4 points. This means that for 5 of a suit, you need at least 29 points. For 6 of a suit, you need at least 33 points. And for 7 of a suit, you need at least 37 points. Your partnership has 25 or 26 points, and in a major suit there is no point in bidding 5. So your next viable bid would be 6 hearts, which requires at least 33 points. You have set the contract correctly at 4 hearts. West passes. Your partner, trusting that you bid according to the agreed system, also passes. East then passes, closing the bidding. The contract is now set. Officially, the contract is 4 hearts by south. The by south part means that you will play the hand as you did in episode 1. You are required to win or make 10 tricks. If you do so, you will add 420 points to your partnership score. Your partnership is sitting in the north-south seats of the table, and the score sheet is marked N-S to show that. But what happens if you fail to make 10 tricks? If you make less than 10 tricks, you will not score any points at all. But even worse, the opposition will score points instead. This raises a very important question. If you bid according to the system and play well, will you always make your contract? The answer is a definite no. Bridge is a game of limited information, unlike chess or Go. There can never be a perfect strategy in bridge. For me, this is what makes bridge interesting and exciting. My task in this series is to show you how to maximize your score when playing bridge. This episode has covered more of the basics of bridge and focused on choosing the final contract after an opening bid of 1 of a major suit, which is raised to 3 by your partner. In future episodes, I will cover everything else you will need to be confident and successful when playing bridge. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing to this channel. Until next time, this is Jad reminding you that bridge is for everyone.